Marinito. It's a bit windy, so sorry if my audio is even crappier than it normally is. But what are you doing, Flint? I'm sitting on the paver. He's so much better. We'll see. Day 2 or 3? No, day 3 of his antibiotics. Can't talk this morning. And his missus there, Lady Grey, amongst the ducklings. Oh, well, she's only a month older than them, so really, she's kind of a duckling herself, or juvenile, or not a year old, that's for sure. No, so she's still got growing. Anyway, update on the chook house. Puppies. You know what, for the longest time it's been the hardest thing to get Flint not wanting to fight with everybody, because he's just so scared when I first got him. And the 2 brothers, they're like game on if there's a biffo, so there's no way I can have him with either of the brothers. But with these 2 brothers, he seems to be okay. But I think it's partly due to their bloody size. Even my 2 boys want nothing to do. No one wants to cross the Cayuga Giants. Anyway, hey girl. Now, yes, I need to treat their feet. They're long overdue for a pedi nail trim. Buff here, she has always had gout in her legs or feet. And we had a battle with sparrows getting into the run, and sometimes Buffy just can't wait, you see. And she actually got bloody mites on her, scale mites on her feet, and we tackled it and it bloody returns again. So annoying. But they've been in there for ages. I still got to get batteries, so I'm manually lifting the hatch in the morning. They could hear me talking, so I think that's why they came out. Are you enjoying your house? So I'll hello girls. Oh, squeakies and gruntles. You're squeaking and grunting together. You can't have 2 peas in the pod. Yeah, you both struggle. You struggle together. Yeah, don't have to keep up with each other. You're both pretty kaput. Anyway, so before I get into what I did with the ladder, I will mention that they're starting to get their little hormones in place. In the morning, I really do like having Lady Grey hang out with the young ducks. Well, probably stop saying it, but I guess it's my way of distinguishing. Look at that. Oh, you good girl, Buffy. She's doing the whole pancake thing. I want Nookie. They flatten their heads and stretch out their necks. So in the afternoon I do the same thing. I get the young ones out and the apple beans, and after they have a go of being out to range, I swap them for the vanilla beans and ginger, and Freya the ginger. And it's so funny, I open the gate, the young ones will go in, and on the other side the vanillas will come out. It's just like, I've got to record it. It's just like epically. So they're so smart. They're such creatures of habit. They truly are. Do things once or twice on a routine and that's it. They know. You know. You having fun there, honey? Suna, your legs all freshly wrapped up. Yeah. Anyway, let's go in here and have a look. Hey, Bridgie. So we have finished our first week of fluvanol for worming. We will wait 2 weeks break, then hit fluvanol again, and yeah, just let me do this. And then after that week of fluvanol, we will be using ivermectin just to get anything external. Sooner than later, I'm actually going to make the girls a swing. That would be quite funny. I think they'll take to it. So this is just a fence paling, a nice thick one, maybe about close to 1.5 centimetres. I'd be shocked if my old teacher heard me say that. Millimetres, don't say centimetres. Anyway, centimetres. Oh, the wind. I can't wait to redo all this and actually do cladding. I hate the flapping type sound. You know, not just neighbour-wise, I don't want to be the one that has annoying crap, especially at night if it's windy. But also, I don't want it, you know, waking or keeping the birds up. Are you going? It's cute. I'm just showing them your cool house. So I basically nailed on a strip of cladding onto the actual base to act as a bit of a stopper. And then I added another strip just above with a gap wide enough to accommodate the actual paling. I drilled those in first. I slotted in I drilled in the bottom one, then I put the paling on top, then I drilled the top one just in case, you know, a millimetre deviation can be a pain in the bum trying to put something back in, so you know, I did that then. And then I just put 2 long nails, screws I should say. I drove them in and they actually come out the wood on the other side, so they're close to 2 centimetres in length, whereas the wood's about 1.5, so that also acts like a bit of a stopper. That said, I am actually going to do a chain on either side to also secure to the hut, just in case for whatever reason we get a wild gush of wind, but this is pretty sturdy. This is from one of the pallets that I pulled apart. I basically measured out the same length, well, I just cut one to the size that I wanted with the right thickness, getting close to 2 centimetres, so it gives them something to wrap their talons around going up. And then I used that first one to measure out 4 more, but the last one was a little bit wider. That's okay, I just kept it better than having it too skinny. And it's nice to see them actually grab their talons around it. They've really picked up on it. And then I just drilled those in. A little tip, I mean, look, most people that build things I think already do this anyway, but if you're a newbie or you're learning or you're having to do it yourself, I recommend drilling a hole which is slightly smaller than the screw that you're driving through, because if the wood has a bit of a deviation in it, or if it's a bit tough, or you know, you want to get the right angle, if you pre-drill, you'll make your work a lot easier when it comes to driving in these screws. And the thing is, it literally takes 1 second to drive those screws in when you've pre-drilled, so it's really worth it, and you end up with a cleaner, more accurate job every time. I drove in, well, I did a drill and then I drove, then drove. Oh god, I need coffee. I put in the wall, and oh yeah, the paint, I'll go on about paint in a sec. So I just drove those in because I'm going to get a latch, a handle I should say, and 2 latches for here. I also want 2 hinges for the roof. I was going to do an apex, but I'm seriously considering making it, you know, it won't be the Gothic sort of thing that I wanted in a way, but I'm actually thinking of making it slanted like that, because I need to accommodate for this door fully opening, you see. There's 2 screws in here because I'm putting up a sign saying do not disturb, or Wookiees sleeping, because when the door's down that's what that means, yeah, and you won't see the sign when the door's up. But as you can see, if I flush that it's going to get in the way of the door. Even if it doesn't just slightly, it will. I don't want it sticking one day when I'm not around, if you know what I mean, or if I'm inside, I should say. Sorry, itchy nose. So I'm actually thinking of doing that, but also adding something a bit different. I'm thinking of making some sort of stained glass window effect on this here, so when the sun comes in, not only hits the sensor of the door, but it's also going to put light, colourful light, in the run, and I think the chooks would get a real kick out of that. What are you doing? You're talking to Kitty Cat and Suna. What are you doing? I've also got a a C-cup hook in there on that beam, because I'm actually going to hang a reef. So I'm going to put a seasonal reef in there for them, and you know, if the herbs are good for them, especially seasonal herbs. Let's have all the kerfuffle. Oh my goodness, young ducks. When all their hormones are kicking in for the first time, they make a little bit of noise. But they'll settle. They'll settle. I think the chooks are worried I'm, doing something to their house. I'll get into the paint, but before I do, I didn't have enough, curtain wire, so I just used the string for now. I only had enough for one side. So I've put in a C-hook on either side, and I've just put on some scrap material for now. But I'm thinking, look, I want to do shutters, however, I like curtains. I might do it so there's a curtain wire on the bottom and top, so that way it doesn't move around, and cut it into two, so that way there's you can open it out, and I'm actually going to do a tie on each, so it's like a real cottage. I'm going to see if they've got wax fabric at the store. I'm pretty sure they do, but I really want plaid, so I'm going to see if they've got plaid. So I've got wire on this one on the top. I think I'm also going to put it on the bottom, and on either side I'm actually going to put in a ring in which I can sit in a bouquet of fresh herbs on either side, so they can stick their heads out, have a nibble or a sniff. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to see if I've got some wax cloth, because obviously it's waterproof. It's also a little bit more weatherproof as well. You don't want your housing that you sleep in at night to be airtight. You really don't. They need fresh air. They keep warm plenty. And I'm just going to do that, so they've got some air. Everyone's talking to my ravens are going off. Ducks are going off. Chooks are going off. Everyone's going off. They're all excited this morning. Anyway, so let's have a look at the paint. But I really like how these came out. I've even contemplating putting a shingle up here. It's a bit like when you paint and you sort of just a little bit of a touch up here. It's never really finished, is it? So it's the thing about this sort of thing, when you do it yourself and you do it on the fly. I had no pre-plan or measurements or anything like that. I just started from the base, or the legs and the base, and then worked up. But might even put a ledge and a shingle there, so it's full cottage. That will also provide a little bit of extra. Even put a ledge there over this C-hook. I've got a gap there, but no, that would fit, unless I do a flushing on the inside, and then put like a beam so it comes out like this. So it's a nice, I don't know, we'll see. But the most pressing thing is to get the curtains done, wax cloth, preferably plaid. We'll see what they've got. And yeah, so let's have a look at the paint. But I'm pretty happy with that. And I like this sort of, a little bit of obstacle they can get up through there. I'll put a brick there just so they can get used to it to start off with, but they don't really need that to get up. Yeah, so I like the tree stumps. But anyway, other thing too is I've got a new feeder and water dispenser coming in for them. And so we're waiting for that, and I'll have that underneath. Oh, Miss Bridget! What's going on, honey? Crazy Red. So Buffy doesn't have her vent feathers because she's had like a bit of a molt. Same as Bridget, she's just got some of her feathers back, tail feathers I should say. And she's got a couple little wisps coming through, but yeah, I'll make sure this is up high enough for them to get back in. But yeah, it's a good sign when they don't want to come out the house because they're too cozy. Hey girls, what have I been doing with your house? So the other reason why I want to do a second wire on the bottom, the flapping might be distressing to them, and then that's the back. So I painted after the screws. Well, I wanted the screws to be painted as well. And look, if I have to take a screw out, put a new one or a new paneling in, I've got enough tubs to do a little touch up. It's not a big issue. So the paint I use about 3 1/4. Oh, it's inside. Sorry, puppies. I use little tins of rust-oleum. I'll write the name down in the description of this post. So I got through about, they're little tins like this. Don't quote me on how many mils. I think they're like 1 cup tins, if that. Half cup tins, they're quite small. Oh, anyway, I'll put down the quantity and what I used. But it's great because you don't really need to prime, you don't need to do a gloss. It's a nice rich glossy coating, and I really just did 2 coats, but by the time I did 1 coat on one side, I went on to the other, and then I got back to that original coat, or that original side, and I did a second coat. So I did the second coat whilst it's still kind of wet. Especially with some of the wood, because some of the wood had some treatment, so the paint wouldn't take as much. What else? Is it perfect? No. If I could have done a primer, I could have done a clear coat on top, but I like it. I like it. What else? Yeah, so I write a description. I don't know, man, but yeah, stained glass could be good. Am I gonna paint the base? Maybe. I'll have to kick the girls out for half a day though, or in the morning sort of thing. I need to clean out and do up this back area there, which is also my potting greenhouses in that gully there. So I might put them there for the day sort of thing, and whilst it dries. Or I might even do a stain, a coffee sort of stain, a natural stain, and match it with the ladder. Might be another idea. I had thought about cladding the legs, but the reason why I wanted to slippery steel legs is nothing is going to climb up them. No rodents of any kind will climb up. They can go up the ladder, but when the door's closed at night, no, they can't get in. Oh, they could probably get around. But anyway, yeah, it's hard for them. Oh, well, actually no, if I've got the windows closed and they've got the curtain wiring on the bottom, well, they know they're not going to get through there either. I feel like we need a brunette. We need a black hen. Yeah. When I had Merlin, he was a black silky, fluffy hairdo. I'd love to have another black silky roo. Have the blonde, the red, and the black back. I don't know, there's something aesthetically pleasing about it. Maybe it's my old Gaelic roots coming through. Oh, sweetie. Okay, so Freya is chomping to bits. She wants to come outside. Oh, my handsome boy. Flinty bum. My little dragon. Wow, look at you. Your little head sitting perfectly in that circle. Are you a fairy duck? You a dragon? You a fairy? So these girls are like, we want to go outside, we want to go outside. So we do swapsies. We do the swapsies. You want to come out here? Nookies. Hang on. So they lie flat and they put their necks out to tell the boy, hey, surf me, I want surfing. And usually you'll find the other females or the other ducks around them will do the ooga boogers, or their victory lap. Oh, you scored. You didn't do your whistle, honey. What's that? You're getting slack. You didn't do your wolf whistle when you score like you usually do. Lady Gray's like, I want some of that. Flinty bum. Oh, I think he's kind of scared of the two brothers here. It's just giant. Flinch is not a small duck, but they make him look tiny. All my ducklings make all the other ducks look tiny. But Dusty here, because even though Bella was her mum and Flint's her dad, I also think Frigg fertilised the egg, and there's some of Frigg in her, because Frigg is half Rowan, half Peking, and the Rowan is a ginger gene, so there's the ginger deviation of the Rowan, and she's quite ginger, and if you look at his sister Freya, I can actually see a resemblance in colouring and form to Freya, his sister, and that's his brother there, Fawn. He looks like a pure Rowan or a mallard. Obviously not a wild mallard because they're quite tiny compared to the domestic species. Mr. Flinty Bum, are we ready? Shall we impress the audience on your fine skills of navigating the runs? Yeah? No, I've got to put in fresh troughs. We'll do it another day. Alright. Anyway, that's it from us and the house, and I've got to swap these kids around. And yeah, then I can get in and have some brunch and get back to work. That's the evening. Very nice. Carmen Freya, honey.